Automation is necessary because in any organization, there will always be manual processes. They are time consuming, labor intensive, and they really make scaling very difficult. With payroll people and the payroll tasks that we complete, they are often built around our working hours. So typically from 9 to 5, those tasks have to be completed by a payroll professional. Whereas automation, I like to think of it as 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We can activate it to happen at any particular date or time in the calendar application. So another way it benefits is that it provides a more consistent approach to the particular task. As I mentioned, you can process this at any date or time of the calendar week and not have it waiting for a payroll professional to push the button, so to speak. So it becomes a lot more reliable, less human errors, and ultimately it does speed up the process. With automation also, it does actually free up a lot of time for us payroll professionals, us subject matter experts, to do more tasks that are ultimately more important for the company, for the payroll office that you work for. Instead of sitting there completing manual, repeatable tasks, it's better to focus your time on more complex tax queries, for example. So ultimately, a lot of calendars and a lot of the processes that are built within those calendars are built around us payroll professionals coming in, working and pushing the buttons. And what automation actually allows us to do is process and perform steps outside of that business time cycle. So a good example will be, instead of somebody like myself coming in at 9 a.m. And performing a particular task, we could actually ask the computer to perform it at 4 a.m. in the morning. So actually, when I come into the office in the morning and review that task, it's already completed for me. I can then start cracking on with the more important work of validating the results of that particular task. Now, this is going to benefit ultimately customers, because potentially with these time savings and moving automation to perform tasks outside of the ordinary day-to-day pay cycle, it could mean later locking pay dates. Us payroll professionals, we absolutely love having as late a payroll lock date as possible. Or we may want to increase our validation time, because ultimately what we know from automation is that as the payroll moves forward, it's going to happen instantly. I'm going to get my bank file instantly. I'm going to get my general ledger file instantly. So those time savings count for a lot. My top 3 tips are, tip number 1, just imagine your organization or the tasks you complete suddenly grow 5 times bigger. With the manual processes you're actually performing, could you actually cope if that workload suddenly increased by 5 times? And I often think of projects and tasks and processes in front of me in that way whenever something new is being brought to me. Tip number 2, document and fully understand your day-to-day payroll processes. So by documenting your process, it will allow you to see where you can automate, what manual steps you are performing as part of the payroll process. Tip number 3 is partner with a payroll provider such as ourselves here at CloudPay. Over the years, a company like CloudPay will have gone through many automation processes and updates themselves, and we would have experienced the same with our customers as well. When new customers come to CloudPay, they are often asking us, what do you recommend? What is best practice? How can I automate? How can I save time within our payroll process. And we have years and years of experience within this particular area. And we're always more than happy to pass that expertise over to our customers.